Well, friends, I'm feeling a little sensitive today. I'm going to share with you what's going on in my life, and what I'm going to do about it. Welcome to my oldest son's room. You'll notice that it's empty. My two oldest kids are officially moved out of the house. All the stuff's packed up, the suitcases have been packed, the donation boxes have been filled. There was a lot of donations.
Donate, donate, donate in a hurry.
And I'm sitting here with like 2 empty bedrooms at my house that I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do with. And I have reached this new stage of life that's kind of evolving at the moment as I move into an empty nester. And to be honest with you, I don't know what that is supposed to look like. My husband and I had kids pretty much right away after we got married. So I have spent basically my entire adult life being a mom, taking care of 4 kids. Life looks a whole lot different now than it used to. To say that I have struggled a little bit is a touch of an understatement. I adore my kids. They're my buddies. They're hilarious. While I want them to go off on their adventures and experience the world and learn new things and grow, I'm sad for me because where this room used to house my hangout buddy, my frosty run buddy, my supernatural watching buddy, my son who laughs at all of my jokes, no matter how stupid they are, there's a big empty hole in this room and in my heart. I now have a Haley-sized hole and an Andrew-sized hole in my life and in my house. We're gonna do some stuff to the basement, including this bedroom, including the living area, just down this hallway. And we're going to update this 20-year-old house just a little bit. So allow me to introduce you to something. Say hello to the 20-year-old carpet. This is like standard builder grade, kind of gross. We are the 3rd owners of this house. We were not the original owners, so like who knows what was going on before we moved in.
I love carpet. I love desk.
And we tried to shampoo it and keep it clean, but it's still 20 years old and pretty freaking worn. So I would like to commence major declutter, and new flooring in the basement. Welcome to the chaos. Here is what I have sold so far. The bed frame, a nightstand, the giant sectional in our living room, gone. A bookcase, gone. 2 other bookcases, sold. I just don't need all of this furniture anymore. One thing we are not getting rid of are the Helix mattresses. I can't think of anything better to give an overnight guest than a great night's sleep. And with my Helix mattresses staying down in these guest bedrooms, this is gonna be the ticket. People won't wanna leave. Maybe I'll have new buddies. Also, thank you to Helix for sponsoring today's video. Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses and bedding shipped directly to your door. See this bed? It's a Helix mattress. Every single mattress in my house is a Helix mattress. And when we were shopping for mattresses a few years ago, it's really hard to pick, honestly, especially when you're shopping online because you can't lay in it and you're not really sure. So they make it really easy with an online quiz. Takes no time at all, and they will recommend a mattress to you. And to go along with that, they will give you a 100-night sleep trial, which means you get 100 nights to test it out. And if you don't like it for any reason, Helix will make it right. I am a huge fan of sleep. It makes literally everything better. In fact, the science behind the difference sleep can make in your life is kind of life-changing. From physical health to mental health to better attitudes to having a more positive outlook on life to bumping your motivation levels, and it makes us pretty also. So not only is every mattress in my house a Helix, my mom has one, my brother has one, my sister has one, and yeah, right now, with back to school in mind, my friend just got a kids Helix mattress. Did you know that they do kids mattresses as well? So she picked up the full size kids mattress for her daughter, and her daughter's super active with competitive gymnastics and cheer and is getting the best recovery on her Helix kids mattress right now. And would I be telling you about this amazing product if they were not offering a spectacular discount for Labor Day? No, I would not. All you have to do is use the first link in the doobly-doo. It's helixsleep.com/frugalfitmom. They're gonna give you, are you ready for it, 27% off site-wide. Or maybe you want one of the mattress toppers, or maybe you want some of the bedding, or maybe you want a kids mattress. Whatever you need, they'll have it at 27% off. First link below, helixsleep.com/frugalfitmom. Thanks to Helix for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the basement and see what the heck is going on down there. All right, how's it coming?
It's okay. The biggest problem is that the pad is glued down. It's gonna take like a putty knife and a bunch
To
of
get
stuff
that
to
off.
get that off.
Well, they have to, they're going to come prep the floor. He said he can't have any paint. So they're going to buff all the floor off or his stuff won't stick.
Okay.
So I wouldn't worry about that. Or if there's glue remnants, it sounds like he's going to take a buffer and like
Yeah.
over everything.
I'm just gonna get it cleaned up the best I can and run the shop back in here.
How stained is this?
It's not as bad as you think.
That looks gross.
Listen, for a 20-year-old carpet, I've seen worse.
Well, listen, we haven't gone out there yet.
I know. That's gonna be the gross one.
Scary. Okay, not too bad.
No, it comes out pretty easy.
You only have one strip. Rogue got a hold of that.
The dog got a hold
The
of
dog
it.
got it.
Why did she get you off the
She's got a message for you.
She got a message for me. That's funny.
Oh my gosh. I hope I don't regret putting carpet back in here. Now that it's coming out, I'm like, ugh, should I have done hard floor throughout all of it? Do you realize the last time we were down here remodeling was in 2020? 5 years ago.
What did we do down here?
We painted the ceilings, walls, and trim.
That was 2020?
That was 2020. Can you believe that? Oh, look at that big stain. Look at that big stain. Look at that.
That's a bad one.
What is that? Oh no. Gross. So let's talk about the flooring. We are doing LVP down here in the basement. This is the color that we picked. I'll leave all the deets for all the stuff that we're picking down in the bloop below. We are having someone else come install. Here's where we're saving tons of cash. Are you ready? So first of all, I got a quote about a year ago from a local big box flooring company. It was so expensive that my husband was like, yeah, I don't care that much right now. So we ended up not doing anything. So I got a referral for like a smaller mom and pop shop. So he came over, measured the whole basement, helped me pick out the stuff. I kind of told him what I wanted. His cost, half for materials and labor for both, literally half. I saved 50% by getting multiple quotes and finding like a smaller company to do the work. Great news. A couple of my neighbors down the street actually had this guy do their basement flooring. I went over and looked at it, saw the work. It's excellent. Okay, so this is the hard floors we're doing in the main areas. What are those?
Remember, this is where the dogs peed.
Gross. I am doing carpet in the bedrooms. I live in a northern climate. It's very cold in the winter, and basements in particular are very, very cold. However, here's where I'm saving even more money. So I got a quote for about $1,000 to do the demo. That's ripping up the old carpet, hauling it away, and ripping up the tack strips. Well, my husband's like, you know what? I would really prefer to save that $1,000 for the demo. We're doing it ourselves. So friends, here's how picking the colors went. I have spent the last 2 years getting samples, flooring samples from basically everywhere. Lowe's, Home Depot, Carpet Direct. And then when I went to go see my neighbor's basement and chose the like one-man shop thing to actually do it, she had a flooring that was already installed that I liked quite a bit. So I ended up taking that sample to this guy's shop where he had all of the samples, and I showed it to him and he was like, oh, that's too dark for a basement. And I was like, oh, my neighbor had it and I actually kind of liked it. But I was like, you know, it is a basement and I would be okay if we went a little bit lighter in color, but I don't want yellow or orange. And he goes, I have just the thing for you. And showed me the color that we ended up picking that I'm in love with. It is the perfect light brown. It's so much paler than my neighbor's basement floor. I didn't realize what a difference it was. Hers is beautiful also, but I'm so glad I went with mine. And then when it came to picking the carpet, this was the hardest part for me because in general, I don't like carpet. It's gross, but it is a basement. It does get cold. And I wanted something with a pattern. I thought it would hide dirt quite a bit better, but I didn't want it to be so dark in color, but also don't want white. And so I really jumped around all of the colors, ended up picking this zigzag in a light creamy, like brown creamy color, and I didn't realize how pale it was until they brought it in and started laying it. Compared to the old carpet, it's like 10 or 20 shades lighter in color. It almost does look white. What's truly shocking is the amount of garbage out of one room. This is one room. I'm so excited. Whoa, it's echoey. Holy smokes. So obviously we gotta come in here with a putty knife. This is glued down, so we gotta get all that off. But I do need to come in here and touch up the baseboards because when we painted them, we stopped at the carpet line. So I gotta do a little sand and a little touch up with a brush down here, which is why we're taking the carpet out like 2 weeks early. This is, are you looking at how gross this is?
Ew.
What you working on now?
Tax strips.
I feel like they're coming up pretty good.
Yeah, they're not too bad. I hope it's not a problem that you're going to chip up the concrete though.
No, he's gonna patch it. Yeah, he said he was gonna patch it and then buff all this paint off.
Sweet.
So it'll be fine. And then what are you doing?
Taking the staples out of the stairs.
Staples out of the stairs. So show me what you got going on.
We've done the first stair.
So how many do you think there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man, oh crazy on the staples, man. This is dirt. Do you see that? That is so gross. All right, 1 stair down. Oh no. Welcome to the next stage of the basement redo. So I have some paint stir sticks. I'm gonna show you what I'm working on now. The flooring guys are coming in 3 days. So when we originally painted the baseboards from this dark tan color that you can kind of see down here, the carpet was in here. So we just kind of taped the carpet line, and when we pulled up all the carpet, we had like a big fat paint line right here. So we have spent the last few days like sanding and scraping up and evening out this like chunky paint line. I have remixed my paint that I used for the trim. It's the same color as the original paint. I have some Floetrol going on my roller, and then this is one of my favorite paintbrushes for edging and things like that. It originally took me 4 coats to cover the original dark trim, which actually you can see really well over here. That was the original color of all the trim and all the doors in the basement. So we have taped off the floor because they're gluing down the floor. So he's gonna come in and buffer all this old paint off. But if I get paint on the floor, the glue won't stick. I haven't prepped the 2 bedrooms. They're doing that last. They're doing this floor first. This is gonna be our floor color that they're gonna come in and lay, which they probably won't get to in maybe 4 days. Day 1 is just prep day, which is in 3 days. So I will be working on touching up the baseboards right now. Before paint, and this is after paint. Look how much better that looks. So good. Before, after, before, after. So the entire process ended up taking several weeks between selling all of the furniture that I ended up selling, ripping out all of the carpet, sanding the baseboards, painting the baseboards, moving furniture from room to room. So we stored a bunch of stuff in the 2 bedrooms while they did the hard floors. My friends, they finished the hard floor almost in the first day. After the first day, we could move everything out of the bedrooms. And by the end of the second day, they were done. They had a crew of like 6 guys come in and they were done in 2 days. My entire basement, hard floor, carpet install, everything. I could not believe it. I'm glad we did it in the summer because the smell of the glue is very bad. It's very, very stinky. So we were able to open all of the windows and everything, and it aired out in a couple of days. I also sold the stand-up chest freezer from my garage. The brown buffet in my kitchen, we sold that. And I brought the media cabinet from the basement up into the kitchen. It makes the kitchen feel so much lighter and airy because it's like a whitish blue whitewash color, the new buffet. So downstairs, what do I have? Nothing. I have no couch, no fireplace. The goal was to get a fireplace, and I'm just not liking the ones I'm finding on Facebook Marketplace right now. So we kept one of the old bed frames from one of the other bedrooms for my daughter's room, as she's like in and out, going to school, coming home, off for summer job, comes back home. You know, it's that really weird like in and out life stage, as they haven't really gotten their own place or gotten a job yet. So I wanted to set up like a really nice guest room for my daughter where she'll keep most of her stuff. So she's got the bigger room in the basement right now. It's so beautiful. In fact, she came home and like put all of her things in the closet and her shoes on the shoe rack and filled up the dresser. And it's so nice having basically what feels like a brand new room for my daughter. This is kind of what we have going on right now. The floors are obviously in, they are done. It's a hair echoey because there's no couches, there's no rugs, there's a whole lot of nothing. And remember that one time when I sold everything I had? Yeah, now I don't have a couch down here or like a place to put the DVD player. And we haven't put the gym area back together yet. Oh yeah, and this dresser is going upstairs. So this is Haley's room as it sits. I realized I didn't have pillows, so I may have to run and get pillows, but I do have a little shoe rack for her in here. The bed is set up, the Helix mattress, it's ready to go. It is looking so bright and airy and new and gorgeous. I'm loving it so much. The other room is gonna be a guest room. It's not set up yet. And then coming over here, obviously, we have a little bit of chaos. So did the basement remodel help me combat my feelings of missing my son and turning into a household of 2 kids instead of 4 and coming to terms with my new life stage of saying goodbye to the people I love the most? A little. A little. Buying new stuff does help you feel better in the moment. It really does. Wow, it's so echoey, isn't it? I'm still on the hunt for a couch. Maybe I'll show you that in a future video perhaps, but as of now, I guess we'll sit on blankets on the floor. Everything I'm finding used is like the wrong configuration or it's too small. I'm a patient lady, like we can wait. I love it so much, it's so beautiful, but the problem is if you give a mouse a cookie, they're gonna want milk, and then if you get them milk, they're gonna want 5 more cookies, and then they're gonna wanna take a walk outside, and this is where I am because I have started the snowball effect, and now I want to go upstairs and rip out all the 20-year-old nasty carpet upstairs as well. What have I gotten myself into? I appreciate you coming with me on this wild ride. When I started the channel, my kids were small, really, really small, and I'm moving into a life stage I don't recognize, and it's probably gonna take me a while to get there. So if you are also going through the same thing, just know that you are not alone. I am feeling the same things you're feeling. It's interesting. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thanks to Helix for sponsoring. I'll see you next time. Bye. But wait, there's more. You may notice that behind me, you're seeing a couple of quilts on this bed. This one down here, my grandmother made for me for my wedding. This one up here, I'm pretty sure my husband's grandmother made a very long time ago. This one's not used very much. I used this one quite heavily. And in my process of clearing out everything out of the basement, getting everything off of the floors, I found 2 quilts that I have been working on since I was pregnant with my youngest son. My son Ryan is 13 years old. I hand-pieced these 2 quilts together, a king size and a twin size, and haven't touched them, and they've been in a box since I had him. For 13 and a half years, they have been in a box. My friends, am I gonna pull out my sewing machine and start quilting again? Probably not at this stage of my life. Will I pick it up again in the future? Maybe, who's to say? I don't know. So for the moment, what I did, what any self-respecting woman who has unfinished quilts would do. I reached out to my mother-in-law. I called her up and I was like, hey, I've got these quilts. She loves quilting, it's her favorite thing. And I was like, I've got these quilts. What do you think about finishing them for me so I can use them, because I put all this work into them all these years ago, and she was so excited. She's working on them. I'm so excited to show you these quilts when they are done. I pieced the tops, so she's gonna bind, sandwich quilt bind, and get them back to me. And then down here in my guest rooms, I can use these beautiful quilts that I put together. And what's interesting is even though I put them together like 13 and a half, 14 years ago, the colors I used, I still love. Varying shades of blues and greens. So I think it's safe to say I can just stick with blues and greens as a choice, as a life choice, and I will never get tired of them. So can't wait to show you those if you want to hang around until I get those back. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Now, excuse me, I need to go call my son.